PKN 343. What's up, boys?
So we were talking about how resident libtard Woody thinks that the gas prices are going up because the Biden administration is doing so well that now people are able to travel
I am being
more.
misrepresented, but carry on.
Intentionally, very intentionally misrepresented. But you were saying that maybe because things are looking up,
people are traveling more.
Happening.
It happens every summer. Gas prices tend to go up this time of year, and I guess people are getting around, not doing the restrictions that they used to.
Yeah. So my theory was more on the side of Biden bombed a Middle Eastern country, and then I saw that the Israelis have apparently been doing covert operations, blowing up Iranian oil shipments.
Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah, like 5 or 6 shipments of oil that the Israelis have covertly destroyed.
God damn it! I think you might be right. That does make sense, Kyle. Like
that or Biden is just the best. I don't know.
Stop it! I didn't say that, but it is true that like restrictions are being lifted, masks are no longer being worn, businesses are opening up again, especially in red states, and so it's like and vaccinations are getting out. I'm not saying Biden's out there working syringes, but vaccines are getting out, and I was like, all right, so we're kind of headed into a post-COVID economy. But I don't know what the hell they did, bomb oil tankers. That sounds like a theory too. That makes
something
sense.
Like that. Yeah. I read that story the other day.
What was it exactly they did to oil tankers? Can you say it again?
They said sabotaging oil shipments was the headline. Like 5 or 6 of them, and to me that means like either contaminating the oil, which would be super smart, because then like not only do you destroy that shipment, but you also destroy like confidence in the product. Or maybe
shipments from Iran to Syria, and Israel was attacking them.
I don't know where they were heading. I just know where they were originating from, or where it said they were originating from.
I think it was Iran to Syria.
But yeah, you were talking about like a lot of the red states are opening up. I saw Texas did its thing. Not all of the southern states. I'm always defensive of like the South. Whenever we do a good thing, I'm like, but wait, we did this. I think maybe it was Mississippi or even Alabama. Like one of the ones that you never expect to do the right thing was like, nah, we're gonna keep the masks on a little bit longer.
There was some other red states that were like, we never wore masks. It might have been one of the Dakotas or something.
Yeah.
But I really called out red states like that because I was trying not to claim credit for it. Like, states are opening up, like that's why.
I was in North Carolina this morning and I stopped for gas and I went inside to get coffee and I accidentally left my mask in the car. It was like 5 a.m. So there was like nobody in there, but she was immediately like, you got a mask up? And I'm like, oh shit, sorry, I left it in the car. She said, no problem. I'm sorry. I'm so jumpy.
I'm so jumpy.
So like I'm getting my coffee and like a Mexican work crew comes in and none of them have masks on. And she's like, y'all gonna have to leave if you can't mask up. And he's okay.
Okay.
And so the one that speaks English, like the driver, starts explaining to everybody that they got to get the fuck out because none of them have masks. Like none of them have masks. There's like 8 of them. And so now he's inside with his like torn up shirt wrapped around his head, like getting 8 people coffee.
I walked in with no mask today. I went to a motorcycle shop. I'm like head over heels into motorcycles right now. So it's rest day. I had some time. I went in and I forgot my mask on my own. And I was just like, I don't know, like I had no pants on or something. Like, oh my gosh, here I'm inside. I wasn't thinking. And I went to the truck and got it. And the staff, like, they thanked me for it. And I was like, I didn't mean to. I just forgot. And he seemed like genuinely grateful that I masked up. So.
Yeah.
Well, it's still only a year since we all had to do this. It's easy to forget. We haven't been doing this since we were kids. It's never been it's always been wallet, phone, keys. It's for centuries, it's been wallet, phone, keys, and to add a 4th thing in there. Come on now.
Yeah. I don't usually forget it. Like if I'm going, I don't know. It was a rarity for me to leave it in the car. It was
if you do, usually you see somebody else walking around. You're like, oh yeah,
yeah.
I have
sometimes at a gas station I won't wear one. If it's just like me and the teller, like, it's like, all right, this is fine. But I definitely wear it in populated places.
And they got those like plastic sheets up, and it's like
yeah.
I've always been of the opinion like when you go to Subway like, and they have the kind or like angled down where like you're still on the side of the opening, right?
Yeah.
Like I've always thought of those like this is not stopping sneezes. This is not stopping coughs or sneezes or anything. And so many of these I see, it's like, oh, you got a nice plastic sheet about 6 inches on the bottom, the entire store on the sides, and a nice big like hole in the middle to like.
You know who knows better than anyone? I'll tell you, the people who know better than anyone how effective and ineffective masks are for like spreading this shit is people who smoke and people who vape. Because like I was in the car and with my vape, and I just like freely exhaled, and it like goes into every crevice of like the front of my car, like wrapping around shit and like going under things. Like when you breathe out, you imagine, okay, there's just a little puff of air, a little cylinder of air that just kind of stops in front of me. No, it's just everywhere.
But it doesn't project as far, right? Is that part true? I'm asking as a question, not telling. But like,
with the mask on, it's all right here.
Right.
Well, I'm talking about like maskless. Like obviously I'm not vaping in my car with a mask on. But like I
thought you tested it like with and without a mask. That's what I
when you do
projected.
the vape thing, like you see,
it just all comes out like around your neck
and up in the top. But like it definitely, because have you ever seen those infrared, I guess, videos of people farting?
Sometimes
they're wearing like jeans and pants, and then you see like a big heater come out, and it's like that's how farts travel so quickly. I think that answered for me those clips of like, how do I fart in the shower and I smell it before I even begin to fart. And it's like, and you watch those clips and like see somebody walking through a casino just crop dusting, and you're like, wow,
Taylor has a very specific premonition ability. He can smell his own farts before they come out.
I can know I'm gonna fart when I feel it. I didn't know some of those are fake, the fart videos.
Yeah, for sure. They use you know the air can you might use to clean your keyboard? Mm-hmm. Like they're blowing cold air to make it show up like that sometimes.
Yeah.
I thought it was hot air.
It's funny. Usually you're the one to know fakery, and I'm the one to fall for it. Yeah.
It resonated with me. That's why farts travel so quickly. When I saw this years ago,
they travel at about 5 miles per hour. That is the speed of smell.
Is that true?
Yeah.
The smell gets the pants beat off it by all the other senses.
Yeah, I guess so. Like vision and hearing and touch is so much faster.
Look how fast I can see. Just up. Just oh yeah! Whoa! It's right there.
Even Taylor's vision is flexing on smell.
Yeah, it's still just as fast. It's just worse.
Anyway, yeah, so I was looking at motorcycles today. I want my bike back so bad. I'm all jazzed to ride it and go somewhere, and I want to do something.
Not today though, right? Weather is awful.
I literally want to test how rainproof my stuff is for a longer trip. I can make any excuse, Kyle. I want it back
so bad this
morning. Are you guys both in terrible weather right now?
Yeah, our weather's usually pretty similar.
I was in North Carolina this morning, so I drove through like fog and like storms and like zero visibility driving through the mountains.
Pretty bad storms, or just sad.
Not like thunder and lightning, but like steady rain, for hours and hours. It wasn't like pouring down, but like just driving through the mountains, like the little reflective dots in the middle of the road, like there aren't as many up there. Like it's like half as many, and and that's the only way to navigate the road.
Yeah.
When the road is like slick and like shiny and reflective, and the headlights are like bouncing off the water on or the rainwater on your windshield, just couldn't see fucking shit.
Mountain roads need to be more snowplow friendly, so they don't put lots of reflectors all over it.
I always forget the Carolinas have mountains.
The Great Smoky Mountains.
I've never been to the Smoky Mountains.
Yeah, and I guess like the Appalachian Trail is on the other side, like going all the way up the Appalachian Mountains, right?
Are any of those tall enough to ski? Like, is there skiing in that region or not really? I've never.
We have skiing, but as a guy from the Northeast, we are like snobby that you would never want to. What, North Carolina skiing? Yeah. Right. It's like the North Carolina ice hockey scene, not so elite. But then there are guys out west who surely think that about New York and skiing.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, there is skiing, but nothing like Colorado, for example.
You want to talk to someone who has nothing but disdain for the places you've skied? Talk to someone from Utah or Colorado. because like, and even like, because I lived out in Idaho, like even the Utah people would be like, yeah, those Colorado guys, they got some cute mountains out there, and it's like, and it's like,
because the Rocky Mountains,
yeah, and it's like, but you guys are, it's the same range. Like you're right. Same thing.
Utah people look down on Colorado. I didn't even know the stack ranking.
I'm saying definitively yes, because this one guy.
That's all I need.
And to be fair, other than this comment, he wasn't that pleasant anyway. So I could be. Maybe I'm maligning Utahans.
Utahnians. Probably not.
Utahmites.
Utahns.
The Utanese.
Utahns.
I like Utanese, actually.
Utonian sounds like a Star Trek species. I like that more.
Sounds radioactive.
Yes.
Sounds like they're very advanced, too, and not like...
Spock, they have 10 kids apiece. Like, how do you... I need to listen to his voice. I don't know how to do it.
That's close enough, yeah.
They're called Utahns or Utahhans?
Utahhans.
These Utahhans are fucking at a tremendous rate. Something like that. No, that became more... Who the hell was that? Who's this?
Wait, I know that one.
That's the Jew from South Park.
That was the Jewish South Park kid plus Jimmy.
They're the same voice, but with different, like a little bit different flavor on the end. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a little more slurring from Kyle's.
Matt and Trey only have so many voices in them. Like after a while, you realize that, like, okay, so like every woman over 30 has the same voice. Okay.
Yeah, and then sometimes you'll hear like Randy being like, "We have to fight back. We can't let him do it to us." And then someone out in the fucking crowd's like, "What do we do, Randy?" And it's like it's exactly Randy's voice, like asking back, just with a silly little bit on the top, like because yeah, they do. They're so. That's one of the funniest things about South Park is the intended shitty voiceovers.
Yeah,
where it's just two guys doing impressions poorly.
And it's very low effort in some aspects. I like it a lot.
They just released a special, and I haven't seen it yet.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Yeah, I'm usually really up on South Park and like come on, it was pretty good. I really liked the pandemic special that they did. I don't know, a couple months ago. It feels like a couple months. Maybe it was a year. At this
probably
point, but
6 months or something.
A while back. It's on HBO, and I liked that a lot. I thought that was pretty funny. You know, going after the mask wearing, and Randy was doing his Tegrity weed thing.
Yeah.
But the vaccination special was I think now that I'm a little bit older, I prefer the episodes that focus around the adults. Like I relate more to them than 8-year-old children at this point. So like when it's a Randy episode, I'm more apt to enjoy it than if it's like a Kyle episode or a Cartman episode. And this was like more of an episode about the kids, and they're like trying to get the vaccine. And Walgreens Pharmacy is like the hottest club in town. There's a bouncer outside. Like, you can hear like from the inside, and he's like, "Are you on the list?" Yeah, I'm not on the list, but I'm friends with an old person. And I smoke. And they're like, "Not gonna cut it, buddy." And then like some 80-year-old woman like rolls up dressed like wearing like hip hop gear, and she just like saunters in like, "Yeah, bitches." Yeah. Everybody's getting their the old people are getting their vaccines, and the boys get some bootleg vaccine. And
I tried to get the vaccine this week. Didn't work. You
didn't do that huge drive, did you?
No. So what happened was online, they were saying at Walgreens they were giving them out. Sometimes people missed appointments. Sometimes they were just expiring. And you can answer the questions honestly. Like, are you ancient? No. Do you have asthma? No. All right. I just have to ask. Here's your shot. So I was like, cool. So I walk up, and the guy's African. Like, actually, I don't know, Nigerian or something. Like, he's black, but that's not the point. He's from Africa. And I'm like, hey, I heard you guys were giving out vaccines, that you had too many, that sometimes they were expiring. I've got an arm and I'm willing. Are you giving them out? And he's like, expire? And I'm like,
oh no, you brought up something you shouldn't have, and now there's a goose trail to go down.
I'm lost. I'm like, does he not know what expire means? Like, is there a language barrier here? Like, he speaks English, but he's talking to me like he doesn't know what these words are. And I'm like, yeah.
Someone else is administering the shot, right?
I'm like, expire. Yeah. Like, they only have like 2 weeks or something to get it in an arm, and then they have to throw it away. And I'm like, I keep reading about people online who are like getting these opportunities, and I was just seeing if I could, do it. And he's like, you have to have an appointment. I'm like, cool. But like, to get an appointment, do I have to answer all those questions? And he starts going into like North Carolina state regulations on it. And it's like, yes, this is the same motherfucker who didn't seem to know what expire means. And now he's going into like the different rollout groups. And I'm like, I can't get on the same page with him.
What do you mean that it expire? It is good for. Oh, you need to figure out. Go to your local congressman, get form B1A, then go to subsection B. What is short do you ask for? COVID-19.
And then, like, I know people in real life who were like, I went to this area. They had 5,000 shots to give out. They turned away no one. They asked him the questions. He answered them honestly, and they only got 2,500 people to give it to. So I don't even feel guilty. If anything, it's so good.
Stories? I remember a kid in grade school telling me that a kid in grade school told me that at Chuck E. Cheese once that the machine broke, and because it broke, they let him keep all the tickets. And it wasn't until many years later that I was like, there is no way. Number one, there's no way that happened, and that like the 17-year-old will come out and like that Simpsons kid who's like, oh well, there's a loophole here. We gotta let him keep all the tickets. And it's like that kind of tale where it's like, wait, are they pumping you up with tales of available vaccines?
It could be. One of the guys one of the guys is trustworthy. I know him, but if you go to the Raleigh subreddit, like a third of the traffic is just, where have you been getting the vaccine? How did I get it? My story.
Yeah, so lots of people are getting it, I guess.
I'm gonna start my hunt today. Like until like very recently, like the last couple of days, I didn't think it was possible, but like now I've got like I think Chiz is getting his in like a day or two. And I know I keep hearing from a lot of people like, I'm getting it this day or that day, or I've already gotten it, and like, I want it as soon as possible. I would prefer the J&J, the one dose.
The one, okay.
Yeah, because like,
can't you just say you want that one then?
I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't done any research.
So I have done some research, and it seems like different facilities have different ones. So you would just need to go to a J one, and they all say, like, when you look it up, we're handing out the Moderna, we're handing out the Pfizer.
Which one's the best so far? Or I guess it's so soon.
There's different ways to rate best. The Pfizer and is it Moderna? How close?
I believe it is. Sounds very right.
Their efficacy is about the same. I think Moderna is also AstraZeneca. In Europe, they're canceling it everywhere for blood clot deaths. But in America, they're like, that's such a small thing that, like, if one in a zillion get this, it's fine. So, and then Johnson & Johnson, the efficacy of it, it's like 65% effective, and the others were in the 90s. But hard to compare numbers because the Johnson & Johnson one is newer, which means that it was tested in a time frame where there were many more strains, the South African strain, the UK strain. There's all these different variants of COVID that the vaccine is less effective on. Perhaps if the J&J one was tested back in like 2020 or early 2020, it would have been 90%. It's hard to say because they're...
Now I'm leaning the other way. See, the main thing I was thinking is, I know that like after you get your second dose, it's still like a couple of 3 weeks before you're like fully covered anyway. So it's like, I just want that period to come as soon as possible. And like, see, it's going to be...
I get it 100%. Also, I feel like I have to bend over backwards to get the shot. Am I going to have this same bullshit 3 weeks later when I need to get it again?
Oh, that'd be annoying.
Yeah.
So it's time for my second dose. We have no more second doses.
They have all expired.
Oh, now you get it.
Son of a bitch, I am taking them down from the inside. I'm making this an absolute ordeal.
That was really funny.
I would rather just not get it than to deal with me. I protected enough. Fuck that.
Yeah, the single dose thing to me is most attractive because of the fucking scheduling, and you only have to be sick once. Apparently, all of them. I seem to keep bumping into people who had a reaction to it. I've had the flu shot, and I barely notice. My friend's wife got it, and he's like, she got it. 12 hours later, suddenly, like, flu symptoms hit her hard. They only lasted 12 hours, and then she was better.
Yeah, my dad had a sniffle, had like the sniffles, like a stuffy nose, I think is what he said, for like a couple hours, and he's like, nothing, like no big deal. And,
yeah, I think.
Which one did he get?
He got I don't know exactly which one, but it's the 2-shot for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
One of those. Yeah, my grandma got very, very sick after the first one. Had to go to the hospital.
From the shot.
Yeah, it was soon after the first shot. She started getting very, very sick and
right.
Feeling really, really shitty, like trouble breathing and stuff. So she went to the hospital, and I don't recall how long she stayed. She stayed for a good bit, like not overnight or anything. And then the second one, she said she felt like kind of shitty, but nothing like the first one at all.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know which one she got though.
To me, that's a good sign though. It's like, this is how you react to the vaccine. Now imagine if you'd gotten COVID.
Yeah, and apparently reacting to the vaccine means that your body is building the antibodies that you want it to. If you get no reaction from the vaccine, you might be one of those people it was less effective on.
Yeah.
So
then what do they do? Are they testing people for antibodies first?
I don't think that's part of it. No, I did see where like 1 in 5 blood donations recently, those 1 in 5 have the antibodies already.
Really?
Here's a question.
That's a huge amount of people to already have it.
Fish was asking me this morning. He's like, because he's had COVID, like he had COVID and recovered from it rather quickly. He's 20 years old.
Damn.
Yeah, healthy guy, like swimmer. So like, he was asking like, do I guess don't I already have some immunity to the virus, or at least he's like, I definitely have the antibodies. He's fought it off and recovered from it. Like, and he was. I didn't have I was like, well, you definitely still want to get the vaccine, but yeah, I'm with you on this. Like,
does he need to if he already had it?
Exactly. That was his question.
If he's already got the antibodies for it, then he's probably fucking fine.
I don't know if that's the same thing though. I'm not a fucking immunologist.
With other diseases, the vaccine is better than the disease. Like you're more resistant being vaccinated than you are having been sick. With this one, I feel like the data's not out there very well. It's too new. They don't have decades of experience to pull on.
Yeah. It's really just a limit of time right now. Like, there's not enough time has passed to really know. Like, it's kind of just a waiting game.
I forget which one, Pfizer, Medina, one of those 2-shotters. There's new strains coming out and it's less effective. So they're like, what if it was a 3-shotter? Change nothing else, just triple boost it. And then virologists weighed in and they're like, that does make sense. You just develop even more antibodies and it's a war of attrition almost. And I'm like, a triple shotter? This just seems like a way to increase sales by 50%.
Wait, so this is never going to end.
It's funny you mentioned that. So, like, as you know, like measles lasts a decade, right? Smallpox, a lifetime? I don't even know. Tetanus lasts 10 years. How long does this one last? Is it annual, like a flu shot? Is it 10 years?
I think that it's going to be forever for the variants that it covers. But like the conversation that we were having a couple of days ago was like, I think that I'm going to get the shot. And they're like, all right, you're all good for COVID 1 and 2. COVID 3 just came out though. So we're
new COVID just dropped.
New COVID just dropped. And let's not even talk about COVID 5. That drops early next summer. It's going to be epic. It's the most epic.
We are entering a new world of DLCs where it's just they will be able to just immunize against like a ton of stuff and it'll be like, nah, bitch, 9 shots, 9 shots. Because now, and like the CEO of Pfizer is like on a fucking hoverboard, gold suit and everything.
He's Xerxes from 300.
He's the new richest man alive. Big Pharma rules the world.
Oh, God. You guys sound like my Facebook feed.
Every single.
I think it's pretty likely. I think it's pretty like
it is possible.
Like, and honestly, I think it's because of, for one, it's because of people who refuse to wear the fucking mask, and these shitty third world countries that are still like eating fucking raccoon shit soup or whatever the fuck that these viruses keep mutating. Like that's gotta be it. It's the worst soup. It's the pangolin shit soup, and like.
Isn't there coffee made from poop?
Well, there is, but it's not actually made. It's made from coffee beans that have gone.
I do not feel energized.
My story, I'll tell it like I want to.
Yeah, I mean they clean them off first. There's no actual poop in there, but yeah, like I'm like I want it to be over. I want to go back to the way things were before this. And I don't expect that to be a light switch you flip one night and it's like, oh yeah, it's all good. Nope, fuck the masks.
Unless you're in Texas.
Unless you're in Texas. Because everything's fine in Texas. They beat the virus weeks ago. We just didn't hear about it until now. But like for one thing, I do like the idea that in the future, a lot more people are just going to keep wearing the masks. Just like Asian people for forever were wearing those things at the airport, and I was always like, what are you doing? What are you scared of? What are you scared of, Hop Sing? You won't get the sniffles?
Jesus.
You scared of the sniffles? Are you that fucking cowardly? You can't deal with the cold? But like now I think it's kind of a good idea because I haven't had a cough, a sneeze, the sniffles, anything since this started, mostly because I've been hiding in my fucking house, but definitely also because I've been so careful to wash my hands, sanitize my hands, and I've worn the mask so much when I do go out. Like
I just want it normalized, right? Like if you go back to 2017, pick a year, and you wear a mask on a plane, you're a fucking freak. People would do that on Southwest Airlines to make sure the seat next to them was empty because you choose your own seating on it. Mm-hmm. Genius, right? Now, if you were like, I just want
I just shit my pants.
Nicely done, Ted Nugent. Yeah. So I would just like a mask to make me not such a freak. If I want to wear it on a plane because I don't want to be sick at wherever it is I'm going, then I want socially to have the option.
I was looking at one thing. I don't know if all airlines do this, but I was looking at Delta flights the other night. For one thing, I wanted to see like what's the sweet spot to like book my flight to Colorado for like the lowest price. Because like booking it for tomorrow obviously is like terrible prices. You're like, when do you want to fly to Denver? Tomorrow. All right, that's $800 for first class. Whoa, maybe I should have planned ahead. But then if you're like next year in February, they're like, we don't like planning that far ahead. That's $550.
Ooh, that's actually our down rate season, so we're not going to book that for you.
Yeah,
wouldn't you rather book that?
But there's this sweet spot somewhere around like 4.5 months or so, where like first class is like $390. And I was logging in because I have like 180 something thousand Delta miles. Because I've never cashed my Delta miles in and I've flown so much. And I was seeing like, what's the exchange rate on this? Like it's pretty fucking good. Like I can fly if I fly like the cheap seat, whatever that's called, economy, 10,000 miles to go to Denver. If I fly first class, it's like 28,000 plus like $6 cash or something like that. So
it's not even a long enough flight to want to do first class for
I think it's 2 hours and 45 minutes. So I sort of decided that I might go first class anyway, just so and get good and drunk on the way there, just stumble off the plane. I do like the free drinks. Get some vodka Red Bulls or
are there free drinks in first class?
Oh, all you want. Like they'll cut you off when you start slurring your speech. Other than that, you just keep asking for.
I feel like you can blame it on the mask. Just saying.
Oh yeah, like
they'll have snacks. What's the snack situation like in first?
What about deli beats in first? Hypothetically, asking for a friend.
Kitty boxes that they charge like $9 for in the back with like 3 little slices of pressed meat.
The dinners are different. Like imagine actual lobster and like cheesecake with some sort of raspberry gel on top. It's just like this is like restaurant food.
That would be better.
It's decent. Yeah, there's usually not a free meal on like a 2-hour flight, but whenever I've flown all the way to the West Coast, like California, Seattle, free meal, and it's pretty decent. And all the alcohol you want, and all the
you're gonna get like a 9:15 to 11:45 a.m. flight. Show up tanked, but good and drunk because you're full of free Red Bulls too. You're not gonna,
By the way, Kyle, if you book for tomorrow, that can be cheaper. Like I'm with you on the way the timing works.
That makes sense.
You're right. Way out in the distance, they charge you a bundle. Something like 3 weeks from now, that might be a low spot.
A lot too.
And then tomorrow, but
or like
whatever that is,
20 minutes from now,
yeah,
they're like, it's free, just get on.
You roll the dice on that one. If the plane's empty, it's so cheap. If the plane's fullish, then it's so expensive. I'm looking right now, Raleigh to Denver, $57.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, all right. You know, I might do that. Like
well, you're rolling the dice, of course.
I got plenty of time to like work all that out, but like maybe I can like get a ticket for, I don't know, the 4th or 5th of October or whatever it is. But then like they're like, oh yeah, actually your paperwork comes through today at midnight, so you're free right now if you want, and just drive to the airport and be like, hey, so I've got this ticket for the day after tomorrow, but I'm willing to get on any plane that flies right now. And just sit there and chill there with my laptop until they like have a seat available.
You're like a professional athlete. Like acceptable cities are in Washington, Oregon, Nevada, Colorado, because of Massachusetts.
I would do that.
Like that DC thing about magic mushrooms. That's passed. DC's on the list.
DC's on the menu. Yeah. If it was a situation where like you can either fly in 2 days on your booked flight to Denver, or you can fly right now to Albuquerque, New Mexico, I'd fly to Albuquerque. I'd fly to Albuquerque. I'd rent the car. Yeah. It's a 4.5 hour drive.
I could see it now. Like October 8th, PKA. Kyle's pulling a full-on Nate's friend with this vertically oriented iPhone in the back of an Uber. Hey guys, I'm here for the show.
That would be such a joyous drive for you. Just tapping on the wheel, singing,
going so fast. Like, ticket me if you want. Can't slow me down though. Like I'm like filling out the ticket and like burning rubber as I leave the cop behind. Like yeah. I'm pretty excited to be free. I think it's about 200 more days, something like that. I have a timer on my phone that's like doing the long count, like it's like for New Year's or whatever.
Dude, this is like what college was like for me. Like there was just this extended period of discomfort that I couldn't wait to end.
Yeah. It'd be super nice if I could get out of it early, but 6 more months or whatever, less than 7 months. I've done years now, so I can do another 6 or 7.
You've watched your final Super Bowl with this problem.
Wait,
you've had your last Christmas.
That's
with this
true.
Problem.
Oh, I like that. Like
wow. Yeah.
Last Thanksgiving, last Halloween.
Positive ways to think about it. Keep your spirits high.
Yeah, last Halloween, last Thanksgiving. All that
one
stuff.
more 4th of July.
Just one more September 11th, and I'm there.
One more Arbor Day. I'm pretty sure.
I wish I could get high for September 11th. That's usually a big celebration day for us. But I can wait.
Nice.
Yeah,
you'll put it together. It'll work out. I mean, at this point, you've gone so long, like it's just got to be like you're totally used to it at this point. You're just bored, right?
So marijuana is not an addictive substance to me. I do believe apparently like I'm not one of those anti-science people. So when like I read an article that's science-based where they're like, some people have this marijuana addictive disorder, and it's like, okay, yeah, those are the same people who like can actually get chemically addicted to like gluten intolerance. The people who actually have like celiac disease or whatever. It's like everybody's like avoiding gluten because it's trendy to do. But then there's like 4% of the population who literally can't digest gluten and it just makes them violently ill. Mm-hmm. That's how I view marijuana, like actual addiction.
I view it as the social like habit thing, right? Like you can get addicted to Reddit, right? You can get addicted to, I don't know, porn. You can get addicted to whatever it is. Food. People get addicted to trail mix. Fucking morons.
Yeah.
Can you believe them? And
everything. We were talking about that this morning, and I was like, I'm not addicted to driving my car, but if you took my car away for 3 years, every day I'd be thinking, wish I had a car. I really miss having a car. Can't wait till October when I can have all the car I can desire. Like,
until I can just drive my car 24
hours a day. I just want to wake up. I just want to wake up, go get in the car, and not get out until I'm tired.
You scare me a little bit with how enthusiastic you are about driving.
So enthusiastic.
you're doing so great, right? You're happy. You're fit. You're a great friend, a great host. Like, this might be peak Kyle. This is the best Kyle we've seen in a long, long time. You are crushing it in so many aspects of life. I'm like, do we have to roll the die again and hope for another 6? Can't we just be happy with the 6?
Peak Kyle is high as fuck. He's having a good old time. It makes
hundreds of episodes after I joined the show as a host, I just knew every episode's like, oh, Kyle's stoned to shit. like just for years.
I'm just a much happier version of myself. Just like, I'm sleeping better. I am enjoying life more if I'm just good and high. Just real good and high.
I want it for you because I know how much you like it.
And I love
it. So I don't smoke. Everyone knows that. But the sleeping aspect, I hear that, and I'm like, that sounds like one of the coolest parts of pot. Imagine your daily ritual being like 11 or midnight, rolling around, token up or whatever it is potters do, and then you're just like happy. YouTube videos are a little more interesting, and you fade away, and tomorrow begins. Like, that sounds like a nice way to stamp like, there'll be a point in your day where you're like, you know what? I'm finished. Anything productive, that'll be tomorrow. And we're just gonna, do pot and then achieve like happiness and interest and contentness.
See, but I'm not one of those people who's like low energy and low motivation and effectiveness when I'm high. Like, I think that's for people who are like amateur pot smokers, because every time they smoke a little, they're like, oh, I'm dosed now. Now I'm high. Oh, time to lay down on the couch all day. But for me, it was like when I was doing all that FPS Russia stuff and like traveling around and like grinding all the time, I was high as fuck. Like that's like the busiest version of me that there's ever been was stoned all the goddamn time. Like it was like, all right, let me get super high and then go shoot some shit. I'm not one of those people that it like saps my motivation. I can't remember. Maybe it was South Park actually that has an episode about like they like trick the kids in this really nefarious way into like never doing pot. They like hire actors to show up as like the future versions of them that are like total losers, and the kids find out that they're actors and like, you just deceived us instead of like telling us the truth about drugs. And they're like, all right, well, the truth about drugs is like, there's nothing wrong with pot, but it'll just make you okay with not really doing anything, and that's not a great thing, bored,
maybe.
Yeah, like
makes you okay with being complacent for some people.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And for some people, I think that's definitely true. And I think that's even more true if like you smoke like once a day. But if you're just always high, if you just live in a fog of marijuana smoke, then like after a while you're just like, yeah, that's
no, I'm a working professional. I'm microdosing Jim Beam in the morning.
Fucking
shot followed by another one.
What's his name? Who was it that was running? I know you're down on him, but that ran England during World War II. Churchill was wasted the whole time.
He was very drunk the entire time.
Have you ever seen those, like the documentation of like just how much he was drinking? Like he'd wake up and he'd have like it was like it's
so
like
much
15 drinks a day or something. Like they're like, all right, so yeah, he'd have a bottle of brandy at this point in the day, and like 2 bottles of wine for lunch, and a snifter of this for like before tea.
Dude, he had to feel horrible. Or I guess not, because when he woke up in the morning, he kept drinking. So it was just a continuous war of being. Because I was thinking, like, dude, imagine drinking a bottle of brandy. So brandy, Woody, is
I don't even know what a snifter
stronger
is.
Wine. It's even it's like distilled down wine, so it's like wine tasting, but it's even stronger. I've only had it like twice in my life. I hated it, but like, just imagine drinking a couple bottles of wine every day, like waking up with dry mouth, feeling like absolute shit, red wine breath, red wine teeth, red wine and 10 cigars every day for 5 years teeth.
Yeah, that I couldn't do. That like alcohol is just so different for me. But like, yeah, I guess the point is like, I don't see it being a negative for like productivity or like maintaining any of the like lifestyle or stuff that I do now.
Well, it also has the benefit of looking good in comparison to other drugs.
I think like, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I thought there was a break. I'm processing what I said and what I was thinking, and Kyle's roughest period probably has a lot to do with stress, and maybe I'm a fool for thinking it was pot related because he's doing so well sober. But when Kyle struggled the most, a lot of things going on. The prison being a big one, where it weighs on him. And now that he's looking at the light at the end of the tunnel, he's doing so much better. And I'm
the light at the end of like the bong hit, like I can see the embers glowing around the corner. Yeah, so. I don't have any of the negative like side effects. I don't think that a lot of people have, but I do recognize those. I'm not one of those people that's like, yeah, marijuana is a health food. You should. It's like it's like granola, but more probiotic.
I don't even know what that means.
More probiotic. It's like it's good.
It's great for gut health. Yeah,
it's good for your gut biome. Oh,
yeah. Your biome. You want your biome stoned as fuck. It's great. You fight off COVID with marijuana. I'm not one of those people, but
120% greater probioticness.
Those people are more damaging to the pot movement than so much. People who can't just let it be that it's like, hey, this is pretty great. Not a ton of huge drawbacks. As far as drugs go, this is a good one. And then people have to push it to where it's like. And then those people can even be like, yeah, and glaucoma and helping with nausea and things like that. It's pretty helpful, But they'll be like, and, you smoke it every day. It's killing cancer cells. And it's actually causing your DNA to replicate more perfectly, extending your lifespan. It's like just shut up. Shut up. People are being turned off by you. And then they're hearing your nonsense about like cancer cell death from pot. And then they're going... I bet that shit about nausea and glaucoma and being helpful for chemo appetites. I bet that's all horse.
Even the glaucoma one sounds like horseshit to me. Like I just see some 17-year-old smoking under the porch. Like it's like a condom for glaucoma.
It does work. So the reason your eyes get like red on it is something to do with the glaucoma. Like it relieves intraocular pressure, and that's something that people with glaucoma have.
I don't doubt that it's right, only that it's a very uncommon minor problem, especially amongst the pot smoking population. like more 19-year-olds getting high in college being like, none of my friends have arthritis. I bet this is good for that.
That's the one. Yeah, dude, if you're a big pot guy, big pot activist, that's the one to focus on arthritis.
Rheumatoid arthritis. It sounds sciencier.
Yes, that's what brought my grandparents to like and they've been totally fine with it for many years now. They don't really give a shit. Mm-hmm. But like using CBD creams and like stuff like that was enough for them to be like, oh, well, this is fine. Who cares? Like just legalize this. Then at least we can, isn't Colorado making a bunch of money? Well, shit, why the hell is Illinois taking advantage of this? And we're not like that. That's more their attitude with it. So I think even old people, they're starting to get it in their head that,
it seems like one of the reasons that there isn't more like scientific data about like all the benefits of it is because it's illegal to get that fucking scientific data because of the way it's scheduled. Enough, yeah. I'll believe I'm a believer in science for the most part, So like, look, I'm not gonna believe some like fucking High Times magazine article about extending DNA replication effectiveness or something, but if there's like a fucking scientist who's like, yeah, actually it does. We checked it out, and yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Dude, but scientists can't even consistently tell us whether or not eggs are good.
That is cocoa as well.
I'm gonna let them figure out eggs.
Eggs, wine, and cocoa.
Yeah,
dark chocolate. They just need to flip back and forth on that shit all the time.
I think the answer is yes and no. It's like moderation because like in in order of the things you just named, like you're dealing with cholesterol's the bad side and omega fatty acids are the good side, and with the chocolate it's like again like highly caloric and fatty, but lots of antioxidants. Like it's so the answer is moderation, right? Like it's like, yeah, eggs are good for you, but don't eat 6 eggs for breakfast every fucking day if you're 55 and have clogged arteries.
The other one, I don't know, you see it on Reddit a lot, so this isn't really science-based, but they're like, they said that French were living longer because they drink red wine every day. And it turns out they all have universal health care. It's like, I guess that's the thing.
That is a funny thing, like a research, like people in Italy and Spain and France are living longer. It must be red wine. And then it's like, wait, but what are their obesity rates? This is about, I'm an alcoholic. And I'm trying to convince people that I'm healthy. I'm so healthy with how much red wine I drink.
It's called a taster smorgon, and it's healthy.
It's called the smorgasvine, and it's tasteful. And then he does that, like, he knocks all the things in there,
blink, 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 and then
chugs them, and then like blows the whistle while doing his beer. Yeah, that is funny.
Yeah, it's moderation with everything, because like there's definitely amount of dark chocolate you should be eating. There's definitely amount of eggs you should be eating. But if you just like use that research as like this badge to like eat all the eggs and dark chocolate you want, like that's a fucking problem.
Even if it's straight up bad, you can probably have some in moderation.
I don't remember which of the fatty is it omega-3 or omega-6 that the eggs have, but I mean you can get that stuff from both good. But you can get those from like flaxseed and what's the other thing?
Chia seed
for sure, and also salmon. You know, like you don't have to be eating all those goddamn eggs.
I was eating a lot of tuna, and I mentioned to Kyle, like tuna, the macros in tuna and the macros in a protein shake are comparable. You know, it's about the same number of calories, roughly the same number of protein, and I was like, I just liked it more because I felt like I had eaten something. Mm-hmm. And Kyle was like, mercury, you know, you can't have tuna every day, it's bad. So I was like, oh, that's a trust but verify. He's right. You can't have tuna every day. I was like, well, wait a minute. I actually have albacore or whatever the fuck it is. Like, maybe it's better than tuna. It's worse. It's like a type of tuna with double the mercury. And I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, what you want, and I'm spacing right now on the name of it, but it's the tuna that comes from the little fish, like the small tunas. Because they've been in the ocean for a lesser amount of time, obviously, and absorbed a smaller amount of mercury through the food chain. That is the low mercury tuna. It doesn't taste as good. The tuna I like is like the Star-Kissed flavor pack, the one that tastes like buffalo sauce, right? It's like loaded with sodium, but it's like I think there's 70 calories and either 14 or 15 grams of protein. So it's like ridiculous macros if you don't give a shit about sodium. And like you said, it's very comparable to a scoop of whey protein, which is like 20 to 25 grams of protein for 100 to 120 calories.
Are you like just eating the tuna like out of the can?
Yeah, me? Yeah, I would just open the can and eat it with a fork straight. So I was dieting really hard. Really hard. I mean, I wasn't crashing it, but I was really low in calories, I thought. And when you're hungry, tuna from a can tastes really good. Like I'm just like, it's kind of salty and it's food. And I really like it.
It's real food.
It's real food.
About 2.5 weeks ago or so, I increased my calories. Like, all right, I have abs, you know, like you guys have seen them, you know, and I'm like, I'm gonna sort of main game from here, you know. I hopefully add a little muscle, lose a little fat, but not be so hungry and occasionally grumpy. And I've lost another pound or two since I did that, but also, you know, I don't just eat straight tuna from the can like I did before.
Yeah, that's. I watched some guy talk about tuna, and I think he said like, if you're gonna always be eating tuna, like if you're just going through a tuna phase, like it doesn't fucking matter. But if tuna is gonna be part of your life, then like twice a week, you know, like 3 times a week.
The internet said once a week
every day.
Yeah. So.
I was watching a YouTuber, you know, and he looked healthy.
Yeah. Oh well. Your body is your resume. That will, yeah. So I hit 199 today. I know I mentioned it to you guys. Nice. I was so happy. Like I was like, so I had been at 200 for a long time-ish. Call it like 12 days. Like I'd even like a little scared of the scale. Like I don't want to hop on. I'd weigh myself after breakfast so that if it said 201, I had a built-in excuse and shit like that. And this morning I'm like, face the music, Woody. Let's just see if you're gaining or losing right now. And, no bullshit like standing on the corner of the scale. I weigh myself in boxers and a t-shirt. But every so often, if I don't like the number, I'll take those off to cut like whatever 3/4 of a pound, so that I don't
down on the countertop a little bit.
You shave before you weigh yourself.
Yeah, but
you're just looking down like going.
Boxers, t-shirt, my big ass watch, middle of the scale, accurate.
I bet if I gave blood, I could get down to 198.
199.
How much does vaccine weigh? Not interested.
Yeah, so I did it. I hit the 100s, and I was like,
macros on the Moderna vaccine.
I don't know. So I was.
What if that was the real thing? It's like, now you can get the vaccine. You're going to sign the waiver. Something to do with the science. It's very interesting. It's the equivalent of 30,000 calories. Put on about 10 pounds of pure fat. Like, I guarantee a lot of people will be like, COVID's not that bad.
Yeah. I have friends who had COVID. They lost fat. I'll take that instead.
Like, doctor, I wonder. I think I'm going to go talk to people actively sneezing, see if I can slice a little weight off, not add.
That's the way to go.
That would be the ultimate. That would add a problem for so many people if it got you fat.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Dude,
what side effects would you be accepting of that are ridiculous?
That's an awful one.
That's an awful one.
I would go through a day and a half of Bell's palsy.
Side effects that you'd be like,
36 hours of Bell's palsy, I'd do it.
You go bald for a year.
No. Oh, I don't.
You
want
go bald
that.
for 6 months.
No, because it's not like in 6 months you're going to be all good again. It's like in 6 months the regrowth process will begin again.
Ostensibly, they're claiming that you might just be bald.
Yeah,
That's the other thing. You'd be the one guy whose Bell's palsy never went away fully, and you're always just a little fucked up.
That'd be the ultimate unity in America. Everyone's
we all had it.
Now that we're all bald.
You could fake Bell's palsy to avoid wearing a mask. I'm vaccinated. Like, come on in.
You're just making a face. I've seen it before.
I talked to him earlier. He was faking with the other side. Oh, you want to get out of here.
Dude, whenever I see an anti-masker get like thrown to the ground and handcuffed, I'm so happy. Like
I haven't seen
know.
these.
Oh,
wait.
Yeah.
Oh,
you haven't seen those? They're great.
Any good ones?
Yeah, there was one recently. A 65-year-old woman just refused to wear a mask. And you can't ask me why I'm not wearing a mask. You have to serve me. It's a Disability Act thing, whatever. And apparently the other side of that is businesses are private property and they can choose who they serve.
Yep.
And yeah, the anti-masker always loses.
I love it. One of the ones I liked was the lady at the high school basketball game who was refusing to wear it.
Did she get attacked?
They I think that maybe they stunned her too. Like they definitely they were like, stand up, ma'am, and she's not standing up, and she's just like, she's looking around at the other parents, you're just gonna let him take me, and they're like, yeah, what do you want us to fucking do? Yeah, you put the fucking mask on.
I'm trying to watch my daughter play basketball, ma'am.
Yeah, you're upsetting the children. You're upsetting the children, Deborah.
See, you see what you're doing right now is I can't say, yeah, good job with that pointer, Christy. That would piss me off.
One of my Facebook friends refused to wear one at a Hertz rental car place. And the way he tells the story, like...
Don't make those people deal with any more than they're already dealing with. Your fucking ass.
He had this I showed them pride. He's like, I went, they said wear a mask. I said, no way. My body, my choice. His wife is there like, yeah, I follow his lead. And they called the police. The police came. The cop was like, what are you going to do? The cop wasn't wearing a mask, I guess. He's like, but they get to choose not to serve you. So I took my business elsewhere. Like, you look like the loser to me.
Yeah. I went to the little mom and pop shop, Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Went right over there. It's sort of a local business. It's like, I can tell you this, having worked at a company, like a rental car company, if someone came in without a mask, I'm just writing their contract as fast as possible. I'm not starting any guff. I'm just doing it. If he came in naked, I'd be like, license and credit card. Like, and then the big problem would be like, you know what? If he came in naked, I'd be like, license and credit card. Or if he came in no mask, license and credit card. He comes in all that, gives me a license and a debit card, now I'm going off. Now I'm like, it's not the same. But I bought a Coca-Cola and ran his credit at the 66. It's like, God,
sir, you're naked. Where the hell is your license? Are you familiar with hooping?
Yeah, he's like, he just squats and produces his debit card.
All right, but you swipe it.
Sir, that's horrific. I'm not gonna do that. He's like, or he returns his car. It's like, and the keys, and he. Oh shit! The little key flipped out inside my ass. It's stuck.
No base without a trace.
Yeah, I like those videos.
Where you put like people who aren't making much money in those jobs in an annoying situation. Don't do that. It's not nice. You know.
I like those situations. I like seeing the people get arrested for stuff like that. I like it when they really take it to the next level and they get stunned and tasered and pepper sprayed. I like it if they get roughed up a little bit.
I like it when the people getting roughed up look to the crowd for help and the whole crowd is like, you're the dick. You're the dick in this situation. Why aren't you? You see all of us wearing a mask and you're there like, are you going to let them do this? Yeah, we are. We're cheering for them.
Yeah, I miss the Trump crowds. Lock her up. Lock her up. Like I want one of those to happen at a fucking Burger King at 3 a.m.
They're making everybody behind him wait in an extra long Burger King line.
Yeah. Like I saw a video the other day. It wasn't COVID related or anything, but actually I don't think the woman was wearing a mask, but she's like with her daughter at I think Taco Bell or like Burger King or something like that. It might have been Taco Bell. And she was literally like loudly calling the police because they were out of nacho fries or something like that. Like, yeah, I'm here at the Taco Bell. Yeah, Route 15. They're out of the nacho fries. Can you believe it? And like her daughter standing behind her, just like dying on the inside. And the guy the employee who's recording them is like, look how embarrassed your daughter is. And she's just like, don't you bring my daughter into this.
It's like, I didn't even want those. I wanted a quesadilla. I wanted a Crunchwrap Supreme. Mom, please.
Who does that? Like the people who call the police for like
McFlurry machine being broken.
Like I mean, almost understand
that they have those nachos. That is a contract. That it's made with the public. It has taken a huge withdrawal from our collective emotional bank accounts.
Like I almost understand calling the police because they're not serving you and you don't want to wear a mask. I almost understand that. I don't agree with it by any means. I think it's absurd because you should be wearing the fucking mask. But calling because they don't have like fucking nacho fries or some shit, like how do you think they're in violation of anything that the police are going to handle involving nacho fries?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they don't even, if they don't have them.
What are nacho fries? They sound delicious.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's literally French fries with nacho cheese.
Then it doesn't sound good now.
That just sounds like cheese fries.
Yeah, and
I think they put some like taco seasoning on the fries.
The cheese at Taco Bell is terrible. The nacho cheese at Taco Bell.
Really, you don't like it? It's that cheap like ballpark nacho cheese, like the baseball game.
I don't know why I turn my nose up at Taco Bell. I've had enough Wendy's that I shouldn't be judging, but I see Taco Bell and I'm like, oh no, that's for people whose body is not a temple. I'll see you at Wendy's. with a gigantic high C.
There's some shit at Wendy's that's like decent. Like there's really nothing decent
at Taco Bell.
Come on, there's nothing decent at Taco Bell. Yeah. But like it's hard to have a white trash baked potato. At some point, a baked potato is a baked potato to some extent. So like if you're getting like a baked potato and a grilled chicken sandwich, like
I get the spicy chicken sandwich there.
It's really fucking good.
Yeah, there's a lot of mayonnaise on that thing though. And bread.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why I worry about traveling. Like, what am I going to do when I drive? Because obviously you have like Red Bulls and potato chips and Wendy's all day when driving. And you can go to Chronometer and pop in what a Wendy's spicy chicken is. It's not good. It's not health food.
If you
I would guess it's like 500 calories.
You might be right. I have 600 in my foggy memory.
I know a Big Mac's 550. I've got that in my head.
They put so much mayonnaise on those though that like sometimes you can look at the menu and it'll parse out each of the ingredients and what the calories allotted to it is. Sometimes it's like, man, this is a 520 calorie sandwich. Oh, if you get no mayonnaise, it's 400.
Yeah, mayonnaise is 100 calories.
Sometimes these sandwiches are like a quarter or a third of the calories, just fucking mayonnaise.
Yeah, mayonnaise is just like whipped eggs and vegetable oil, I think.
Yeah, cut the mayo out, save yourself a third of a sandwich in calories.
It's 100 calories.
So Wendy's has the spicy chicken sandwich at $4.99. So Kyle was right, basically.
I haven't been to Wendy's in fucking forever.
Yeah, I haven't either. But I like Wendy's, like for what it is. You know, like I like it better. I think it's better than McDonald's by far.
Absolutely, it is. You know, the worst is Burger King. I went to a Burger King a few weeks ago, and it was awful.
I like the Whopper. Yeah. I think I'm in the minority here, but like as far as like fast food hamburgers go, like I prefer the Whopper over the Wendy's burger, the McDonald's burger. I think the like Carl's Jr. / Hardee's burger is pretty good.
Hardee's is definitely the best of the burgers.
Of those, as far as like fast food, like
big chains,
the big chains, the super cheap shit. And if you're really trying to like go like bargain bin and like you want a 99-cent sandwich or whatever, I think Burger King beats McDonald's there too with like their cheap chicken sandwiches and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever had a cheap chicken sandwich from Burger King.
I don't get them. I was reading an article the other day, but yeah, I don't mind Wendy's. The chicken sandwich is really good. The nuggets are okay. The fries are fine. The burgers always just taste like grease though.
Oh, you know what else is on? I think on a similar level, not quite as good as Hardee's with the burgers. Jack in the Box, they're pretty good. You know, they're definitely better than Burger King, McDonald's, or Wendy's with the burger.
Oh, McDonald's, I think, has the best breakfast.
I haven't had McDonald's breakfast in so long.
Depends what you're getting.
I get the sausage McMuffin and a hash brown and an orange juice.
What's the one made with pancakes?
I don't know.
That's the McGriddle.
Good.
Those are solid.
They literally inject a little miniature pancake, 2 miniature pancakes with maple syrup, and make that into a sandwich.
And you eat it, and it's like, I'm so sticky. It's just it's just.
But that's an easily solved problem.
Oh, yeah. So it's not so much driving food, maybe.
Oh, it is. It's not like dripping. It's just tacky, a little bit tacky.
Yeah, and it's a lot more calories than the regular one.
It's pancakes.
I know, but that's why it's so good. Dude, pancakes. Yeah, you got to get the sausage kind because the bacon at McDonald's is just you may as well get no meat if you get the
sugar-free maple syrup is surprisingly low in calories, and it tastes good.
No sugar.
But why does it taste like there's sugar all over? Like I have coffee with stevia, and I'm like, well, this is. Not sugar.
Yeah. That's because you're using stevia. Fuck stevia.
It's my favorite of the ones. But sugar is the best though.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, sugar's the
worst.
OG. Yeah. The original. Everyone else is a pretender to the throne.
Syrup, it doesn't miss the sugar somehow. They have figured out how to have you can put like 5 calories. Go nuts. Go nuts. Put a stupid amount of syrup on your pancakes, and you've just consumed 15 calories worth of that. Like
that's the coolest thing humans have invented so far. It's like, man, we love sugar. Let's make something like sugar, but it doesn't add anything to your waistline. Like, and now we've got like 10 different kinds of that, of which 2 are good. You know, most of them are trash. Artificial.
Some of them are bad. I think it's Swerve. Swerve makes like all the kinds of sugar. So they make like a regular sugar substitute, a brown sugar substitute, and a confectioner's sugar substitute. You like powdered sugar. So if you do like French toast and you want to like dust it with powdered sugar, they make a sugar for that. And it's confectioner's sugar is also what you use to make like icing, like if you're doing like a glazed donut or something. So you can use the same recipe to like make sugar-free icing for like pastries and baked goods and stuff. As far as like the fast food breakfasts go, I haven't had it, and I don't plan to, but Wendy's apparently has just stepped their game way up. Like they've got like a lineup of ridiculous sandwiches that they make. They're like, we could save a lot of money if we just forego the idea of having biscuits. Let's make breakfast sandwiches. We've already got these buns. They'll be massive. So they make like a Baconator that's like a breakfast Baconator. It's like 6 strips of breakfast bacon with like eggs and sausage, and their chicken biscuit they slather with honey butter.
Honey butter's solid. I like it.
Honey butter. Why isn't all butter honey butter?
Why isn't all butter honey butter?
It's clearly the superior butter.
to appreciate it.
You know what butter could use? More fat? No. That's impossible. More sugar.
If there were a way to put carbs into this, the ultimate food.
I see the breakfast baconator. That's real.
It's absurd. I see commercials for it, and I'm just like, what are they doing over there? They just don't give a fuck. Dave Thomas would be rolling in his grave if he knew. he had a healthy restaurant.
Well, speaking of dinner,
time.
Mine is ready. I am hungry.
All right, PKN 343.